Every woman carries a fire that no one can take away. It may hide behind exhaustion, it may sleep under the weight of responsibilities, but it never dies. That flame is strength, that flame is power, that flame is you. There is something extraordinary about a woman who decides to master herself. Not the world, not others, but her own thoughts, her own actions, her own energy. When she does that, everything around her begins to change. Life bends in her direction because her spirit becomes unshakable. Today you will discover 10 habits that build that kind of power. Habits that awaken confidence from the inside. Habits that protect your peace and shape the woman you were always meant to be. If you stay until the end of this journey, you will not only learn these habits, but also understand how to transform discipline into freedom. That is the real reward waiting for you. Every day is a mirror reflecting who you choose to be. Most people wake up and see the same reflection again and again because they never change the way they live. But a woman who decides to master her habits changes that reflection. She shapes her future with every small action. She learns that greatness is not built in one moment of victory, but in 1,000 quiet mornings where no one is watching. The truth is simple. You cannot rise higher until you rise in. You cannot conquer the outer world until you command inner one. And this is where mastery begins, not with wealth, not with success, but with the discipline to live intentionally. Think about this. Every thought you allow into your mind is a seed. Every word you speak is a vibration. Every decision is an instruction to your future. When you understand this, you stop living on autopilot. You begin to see that your daily routine is not small, it is sacred. It decides who you become. A woman who understands her own mind becomes unstoppable. She no longer reacts to every emotion. She observes, she pauses, she chooses her response. That is the difference between chaos and calm, between fear and confidence, between living by chance and living by design. The modern world teaches women to chase perfection, to compete, to please, to prove, but mastery has nothing to do with proving. It is about returning to your own power. It is about learning to move with grace even in pain. It is about remembering that you are enough before you do anything or achieve anything. When you master yourself, you stop fighting life and start flowing with it. You begin to understand that calm is strength, that patience is power, that silence speaks louder than noise. You no longer waste energy trying to control everything because you trust your ability to face whatever comes. True power is quiet. It is not loud. It does not shout. It does not beg to be seen. It lives in presence. It lives in discipline. It lives in how you carry yourself when no one is watching. So today, as you listen, allow these words to sink deeper. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are simply being called to rise again. To choose a higher version of yourself, to rebuild from the inside out. Every woman can live with purpose, but only a few choose to master it. Mastery is a decision. It is waking up and saying, I will no longer live by reaction. I will live by intention. It is refusing to be controlled by mood or doubt. It is the courage to create consistency even when motivation fades. This is what Shi Heng Yi teaches through his philosophy. Discipline is not punishment, it is love. When you practice daily habits with awareness, you are showing love to your future self. You are saying, I care about who I am becoming. I care enough to do what is right, not what is easy. Imagine yourself 1 year from now living each of these 10 habits. You wake up calm, clear, you move with purpose. You speak with confidence. You carry peace that no one can disturb. That woman is already within you. These habits are how you unlock her. Stay until the end of this journey because the real reward is transformation, not in your surroundings, not in your appearance, but in your state of being. By the time you finish this video, you will understand that self-mastery is not about control. It is about freedom. The freedom to live as your highest self every single day. Now take a deep breath. Let go of yesterday. Let go of guilt. Let go of the noise around you. This moment is yours. The power to change your life is already within your hands. It starts with one decision, one day lived with awareness. And this is where it begins. The path of mastery, the path back to yourself. Habit 1, wake up with intention. Every morning is a new beginning, a quiet invitation from life itself. The way you rise shapes the rhythm of your entire day. When you wake without intention, the world decides for you. But when you rise with purpose, you take back control. You become the one who sets the tone, not the one who reacts to it. The first few moments after waking are powerful because your mind is open and soft. Whatever you feed it becomes your direction. If you reach for your phone, you give your peace away before the day even begins. But if you take a breath and remind yourself why you are alive today, you awaken something deeper. You remind your heart that you are not here to exist, you are here to grow. Intention is not a plan written on paper. It is an inner command that tells your mind where to focus. When you wake with intention, you choose clarity over confusion. You no longer let the noise of the world rush into your thoughts. You give yourself time to align your body, your breath, and your purpose. Many people start their day running. They rush into tasks, conversations, and distractions before their soul even wakes up. And then they wonder why they feel empty by noon. But the woman who takes a few quiet minutes each morning to center herself becomes calm, even in chaos. She no longer reacts to the day, she leads it. Begin with something small. Before your feet touch the ground, say one sentence that defines your direction. It can be simple. Today, I will stay calm. Today, I will move with confidence. Today, I will protect my peace. That one thought becomes the seed of strength that carries you through every challenge. When you wake with intention, you remind yourself that life is not something that happens to you, it is something you create. You stop surviving and start designing, and that single act of awareness every morning becomes the foundation of self-mastery. You breathe before the world starts demanding pieces of you. Stop and breathe. Most people rush from one task to another, never realizing how much energy they waste in tension and noise. But when you begin your day with a single conscious breath, you send a message to your mind. You remind it that you are in control, not your emotions, not your surroundings, not your fears. Breathing with awareness is the simplest yet most powerful form of self-discipline. It is where calm is created. Each slow inhale invites peace. Each slow exhale releases the weight you do not need to carry. It is a small act, but it changes everything because it brings you into the present moment where strength truly lives. When you breathe deeply, you reset your nervous system. Your body softens, your heartbeat steadies, your thoughts slow down. You begin to feel grounded again. In that stillness, clarity appears. You start seeing solutions instead of problems. You stop reacting to every thought that enters your mind. You start choosing what deserves your attention. This habit may sound small, but its effect reaches every part of life. A woman who breathes before she reacts holds power that chaos cannot touch. She becomes aware of her emotions before speaking. She listens without being consumed by anger. She works without being drained by pressure. That awareness becomes her quiet strength. Make this your ritual. Before you check your phone, before you open your mouth, before you take the first step into your day, pause for 3 deep breaths. Feel the air move through you. Let every inhale remind you that you are alive. Let every exhale remind you that peace is a choice. Breathing before you begin is not a delay, it is preparation. It is how you center your energy before facing the world. It is how you build calm within movement, focus within noise, and power within softness. Every deep breath is a silent promise that you will live today with presence, not haste. Habit 3, move your body consciously. Your body is not just a vessel, it is your foundation. The way you move determines the way you feel and the way you think. When your body is still for too long, your energy becomes heavy, your mind becomes clouded, and your emotions start to take control. But when you move with awareness, you remind yourself that life flows through you, not around you. Movement is not about perfection or performance, it is about connection. It is how you reconnect with your strength, your rhythm, and your balance. Even simple movements done with attention can awaken your energy. A slow stretch, a mindful walk, or the body listens to what the mind believes, and the mind follows how the body feels. Every morning after you breathe with awareness, let your body move. Feel your muscles wake up. Let the energy rise from within. This is not about pushing limits, but about honoring yourself. When you move consciously, you are telling your body thank you. You are reminding yourself that strength is already there, waiting to be used. Human psychology is clear on this truth. Motion influences emotion. When you stand tall, you feel strong. When you move with grace, you feel confident. When you walk with intention, your mind becomes sharper and your confidence grows naturally. The way you carry yourself shapes how you experience life. You do not need a gym or special routine. You only need presence. Move your shoulders with awareness. Straighten your back. Breathe deeply as you walk. Let each movement remind you that you are alive. The goal is not to escape your body, but to inhabit it fully. When you learn to move consciously, you turn your body into your ally. It becomes your reminder to stay grounded when your mind feels lost. It becomes your strength when life feels uncertain. And with every deliberate movement, you create harmony between your mind, body, and spirit, the true state of inner mastery. Habit 4. Practice mindful silence. Silence is not emptiness. It is the space where your mind finds strength again. In a world that constantly demands noise and reaction, choosing silence becomes an act of power. It is not about avoiding people or hiding from life. It is about creating a sacred space inside yourself where peace can breathe. When you practice mindful silence, you give your thoughts time to settle. Most of the time, people speak or react because they are uncomfortable with quiet. But silence is not your enemy. It is your teacher. It shows you what truly matters. It helps you separate truth from noise. It reveals the emotions that words often hide. Take a few moments each day to disconnect from everything around you. No music, no screens, no voices. Just sit with your breath and listen. You will start to notice the constant stream of thoughts that pass through your mind. Do not fight them. Do not judge them. Simply observe. That simple awareness begins to clear the fog that fills your head. The more comfortable you become with silence, the stronger your presence grows. You begin to walk into rooms with calm energy that others can feel. You speak less, but your words carry more weight. You react slower, but your actions hold more wisdom. Silence sharpens your intuition. It allows you to hear the voice of your inner guidance that gets lost in the world's noise. Psychologically, silence helps your brain rest and reset. It reduces stress, it balances emotion, and it strengthens self-control. It gives your mind space to process and your body space to breathe. A woman who practices silence regularly becomes centered. She is not shaken by chaos because her peace does not depend on sound or approval. Make silence your daily ritual, even for a few minutes. Let it be your reset button. The world may chase noise, but you will find clarity and calm. In silence, you do not lose yourself, you meet yourself, and that meeting becomes the foundation of true inner mastery. Habit 5. Speak with purpose. Every word that leaves your mouth shapes the energy around you. Words are not just sounds, they are vibrations that carry power. They can build peace or destroy it. They can heal or harm. A woman who learns to speak with purpose learns to direct her energy instead of wasting it. Most people speak to fill silence or to prove their worth. But when you understand the weight of words, you begin to choose them with care. Before speaking, ask yourself, does this bring peace or conflict? Does this add clarity or confusion? Does this reflect who I want to be? When you pause before you speak, you turn language into strength. Speaking with purpose is not about talking less, it is about speaking consciously. It is about using your voice to inspire rather than complain, to guide rather than judge. Every time you express kindness, your words echo in someone else's heart and return to you with quiet power. The energy release is the energy that finds its way back. Human psychology shows that language shapes emotion. What you say out loud, your mind begins to believe. If you constantly speak of limits, you create them. If you speak with confidence, your actions begin to follow that belief. Words are commands to the subconscious mind. Speak doubt and you will feel weak. Speak courage and you will rise. Be intentional with your language even when you talk to yourself. Replace criticism with encouragement. Replace complaints with gratitude. Replace gossip with silence. Each shift strengthens your inner world and cleans your emotional space. A calm and purposeful voice holds more influence than anger ever could. People listen not because of volume, but because of presence. The woman who speaks with purpose commands attention without asking for it. Her words carry direction, her tone carries balance, her silence carries power. When you speak your lines with your values, you no longer waste energy explaining yourself. Your actions and words become one. And in that alignment, you discover the quiet authority of self-mastery. Habit 6. Protect your energy. Your energy is your life force. It is the silent current that fuels your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. When you give it away too freely, you feel drained without understanding why. Protecting your energy is not selfish, it is essential. It is how you keep your mind strong, your emotions balanced, and your heart at peace. Every person you meet carries energy. Some lift you, some exhaust you. Some bring clarity while others bring confusion. The key is learning to recognize what nourishes your spirit and what empties it. You are not obligated to be everywhere or please everyone. The more you say yes to things that weaken you, the more you drift away from your true self. Protecting your energy begins with awareness. Notice how you feel after certain conversations or environment. If you leave feeling heavy, tired, or anxious, that is your inner warning. You do not have to fight or explain. Just create distance. Not every situation deserves your reaction, and not every person deserves your access. Psychology shows that emotional boundaries protect mental health. When you learn to say no with calm confidence, you teach others how to treat you. You stop attracting chaos because you no longer feed it. Peace becomes your default, not your reward. Protecting your energy is not about building walls. It is about setting filters. Only what aligns with your values should pass through. Spend time with people who bring growth and light. Surround yourself with conversations that expand your thinking and moments that recharge your heart. Silence can be your best shield and solitude can be your greatest strength. In those quiet spaces, you refill your energy and return stronger than before. Remember, you are the guardian of your inner world. Every time you choose peace over argument, calm over drama, and distance over stress, you reclaim your power. Protecting your energy does not make you cold, it makes you wise. It shows that you finally understand the truth that not everything deserves a reaction, but your peace always deserves protection. Okay? So habit 7, learn something. Everyday growth does not happen by accident, it happens by choice. Each day brings a new chance to feed your mind and strengthen your spirit. The woman who commits to learning daily never stays the same. She evolves, she expands, she evolves, she expands. She becomes wiser not because life was easy, but because she refused to stop growing. Learning is not only about reading books or studying theories, it is about staying curious. It is about observing life and asking, what can this moment teach me? Every conversation, every mistake, every silence holds a lesson if you pay attention. When you approach life as a student, you stay humble and open. That mindset keeps you moving forward while others remain stuck in the comfort of what they already know. Even 10 minutes a day can shift your reality. Listen to something meaningful. Read one page that challenges your thinking. Reflect on something you learned from your own experiences. These small actions slowly reshape your inner world. They build new patterns in your mind and create confidence that no one can take away. Psychologically, the brain thrives on growth. Learning activates joy and resilience. It gives you a sense of purpose because progress is deeply connected to happiness. When you stop learning, your spirit feels dull, but when you feed your curiosity, you wake up each morning with energy and direction. Knowledge is power, but applied knowledge is transformation. When you learn something, practice it. When you hear wisdom, live it. Let what you know shape how you act and how you see yourself. Over time, your decisions become sharper, your emotions calmer, your presence stronger. Make learning your daily ritual. It does not matter how small the step is, what matters is consistency. Each new insight is a brick in the foundation of your higher self. When you learn every day, you are not just collecting information, you are building character. And that quiet, steady growth becomes the path toward true mastery. Habit 8, practice gratitude. Daily gratitude is the art of seeing what is already good. It shifts your focus from what is missing to what is present. When you practice gratitude every day, your heart softens and your perspective changes. You stop chasing happiness and start realizing it was always within you. Every morning or night, take a moment to notice the quiet blessings around you. The roof over your head, the air you breathe, the strength that carried you through another day. These things may seem small, but they are the foundation of peace. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into sacred ones. It reminds you that even in struggle, there is something worth appreciating. Many people wait for life to be perfect before they feel thankful, but perfection never comes. Gratitude is not about ignoring pain, it is about finding light within it. It teaches you to see lessons in loss and beauty in simplicity. When you train your mind to notice good things, your emotions begin to heal, your energy begins to rise, and your life begins to align with abundance. From a psychological view, gratitude rewires the brain. It reduces anxiety, it builds optimism, and it strengthens emotional resilience. It turns comparison into contentment and fear into trust. When you focus on what you have, you stop feeding the belief of lack. You begin to move through life with calm confidence, knowing that you already have enough to create more. Make gratitude a daily habit, not a passing thought. Write down 3 things that made you smile today, or take a quiet moment to thank yourself for how far you have come. Gratitude does not need grand gestures, only awareness. A grateful woman walks differently. Her energy is grounded, her words are gentle, her presence is light. She radiates peace because her heart is full. When gratitude becomes your lens, you stop searching for happiness in the distance and start living it in every breath you take. Habit 9, let go of control, is an illusion that keeps the mind restless. The more you try to control everything around you, the more chaos you create within yourself. Life is not meant to be controlled, it is meant to be understood and trusted. When you let go of the need to manage every outcome, you begin to discover a peace that no external situation can shake. Letting go does not mean giving up. It means releasing the tension that comes from trying to force life to follow your plans. It means trusting that every experience, even the painful ones, has a purpose in shaping who you are becoming. When you surrender to the flow of life, you stop wasting energy on what you cannot change and start focusing on what you can. Most of the suffering we feel comes not from reality, but from resistance. The mind keeps replaying what went wrong and worrying about what might go wrong next. But when you release that control, you open space for clarity. You begin to live in the present moment where real power exists. You stop fighting against the current and instead learn how to move with it. Psychology teaches that people who practice acceptance develop stronger emotional balance. They experience less stress because they no longer try to predict or manipulate everything. They understand that uncertainty is not the enemy, it is part of growth. When you accept uncertainty, you become flexible, adaptable, and wise. Start by noticing where you hold on too tightly. Maybe it is to people outcomes of fears of failure. Ask yourself, what would happen if I stopped forcing this and simply allowed it to be? In that release, you will feel your mind relax, your breath slow down, and your energy light. The moment you stop trying to control everything, life starts to flow naturally. Opportunities appear, peace returns, and your confidence grows. Freedom begins when you stop gripping life with fear and start holding it with trust. That is where strength transforms into serenity and mastery turns into peace. Habit 10, end the day with reflection. Each night before you sleep, you hold the power to reset your entire life. Reflection is the bridge between experience and wisdom. It turns your day into a lesson and your mistakes into guidance. Without reflection, you repeat the same patterns. With reflection, you grow through them. Before closing your eyes, take a few quiet moments to look back at your day, not to judge yourself, but to understand yourself. Ask simple questions. What did I do well today? What drained my energy? What made me feel alive? What do I want to improve tomorrow? These questions create awareness, and awareness is the root of transformation. Reflection is not about guilt, it is about growth. When you review your day with honesty, you learn what truly matters. You begin to see which habits are building your peace and which are stealing it. You start noticing how your emotions guide your choices. This awareness allows you to step into tomorrow with more strength and less confusion. Psychologically, reflection gives the mind closure. It reduces stress by helping your brain process unfinished emotions. It allows your heart to release the weight of the day so that you can rest deep. When you reflect regularly, you teach your mind to respond instead of react. You start living consciously instead of repeating yesterday. End your day with forgiveness. Let go of every moment that made you feel small or angry. Thank yourself for showing up even when it was hard. Gratitude at night cleanses the soul and prepares it for renewal. It reminds you that even on difficult days, you are still progressing. A woman who reflects nightly walks into each new day lighter and wiser. She carries no emotional residue, only less. Her mind becomes clear, her spirit calm, her path brighter. Reflection turns every sunset into an opportunity for rebirth. When you make this a habit, you stop ending your day with exhaustion and start ending it with peace. Your energy is the foundation of your reality. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every action you take, all of it is powered by your inner energy. Yet most people give it away carelessly. They allow negative people, toxic environments, and endless distractions to drain what sustains them. Protecting your energy isn't selfish. It's an act of self-respect. When you protect your energy, you begin to notice how certain people or situations leave you feeling heavy, anxious, or exhausted. That awareness is your first line of defense. The moment you start feeling drained, pause, step back. Ask yourself, does this conversation, this task, or this environment align with the peace I'm trying to build? If the answer is no, give yourself permission to walk away. Protecting your energy also means learning the art of saying a no. A simple, firmer no can preserve your emotional and mental space more than hours of forced kindness. You do not owe anyone your time or explanation when something costs you your peace. Boundaries are not barriers. They are filters that keep your soul safe. Your energy is also affected by what you consume, what you watch, read, and listen to. If your mind is constantly filled with noise, your spirit will have no room to breathe. Choose content that uplifts, conversations that inspire, and environments that nurture calm. You become what you surround yourself with. Finally, protecting your energy requires solitude. Silence is not loneliness. It's the place where your energy refills. Spend time alone to reconnect with your inner rhythm. Breathe deeply. Reflect. Do something that restores your balance. When your energy is strong, your boundaries are clear, and your purpose sharpens, a woman who protects her energy becomes untouchable. She no longer reacts to chaos. She observes it with calm. She gives love freely, but not at the expense of herself. Her presence becomes magnetic, not because she seeks attention, but because she radiates peace that others can feel but cannot drain. In a world that glorifies constant motion, stillness has become a forgotten strength. People rush through their days chasing deadlines, validation, and distractions, believing that movement equals progress. But true power often lies in the moments when you choose to be still. Stillness is not the absence of action, it's the presence of awareness. It's the deliberate pause between chaos and response where clarity is born. When you cultivate stillness, you begin to see life as it truly is, not through the fog of anxiety or noise, but through the quiet lens of understanding. You realize that most battles are not won by reacting quickly, but by waiting long enough to see clearly. The calm mind always sees further. Stillness allows you to separate what truly matters from what merely demands attention. It helps you conserve energy, make wiser choices, and move with purpose instead of impulse. Practicing stillness means learning to be comfortable with silence, both around you and within you. Sit quietly for a few minutes each day. No phone, no conversation, no distraction. Just breathe. Let your thoughts come and go without chasing them. This simple act begins to reset your nervous system, releasing tension you didn't even know you carried. Over time, this becomes your anchor, a quiet strength you can return to whenever life storms around you. In stillness, you also reconnect with your intuition. That inner voice, so often drowned out by the noise of the world, becomes audible again. It tells you what feels right, what's worth fighting for, and when to simply let go. A still mind doesn't chase control, it trusts flow. And in that trust, life becomes lighter, more meaningful. The woman who has mastered stillness cannot be easily shaken. Her calmness confuses chaos. Her silence holds power greater than words. She listens more, reacts less, and moves only when her soul says it's time. That kind of stillness is not weakness. It's quiet dominance, the mark of someone who no longer seeks peace outside herself because she has already found it within. The people around you shape more of your life than you realize. Then you realize their words, their energy, and their mindset quietly mold your own. You absorb the tone of their conversations, the rhythm of their habits, the weight of their expectations. If you surround yourself with people who constantly complain, doubt, or judge, you begin to mirror their energy without even noticing. But when you choose to walk with those who push you higher, you rise without resistance. Protecting your energy is not about building walls. It's about building standards. It means you no longer give unlimited access to those who drain your spirit or disturb your peace. You begin to value your time and emotional space like treasures because they are. You learn to walk away from anyone who makes you question your worth or forces you to shrink to fit their comfort. Growth requires distance from what weakens you. This habit demands courage. It means saying no when guilt tries to whisper otherwise. It means outgrowing connections that no longer align with your vision. It means understanding that not everyone deserves to walk with you on your journey of transformation. The higher you climb, the quieter it becomes, not because you are alone, but because few people can breathe at that altitude. Protecting your energy also means taking responsibility for your own presence. You cannot seek peace while carrying chaos within. Guard your thoughts, nurture your emotions, and choose to speak life into yourself and others. A powerful woman does not need noise to prove her strength. Her calm confidence speaks louder than words. The circle you keep becomes the mirror of your future. Choose those who remind you of your power, not your fears. Those who celebrate your growth, not compete with it. Those who challenge your comfort, not your character. When you master this habit, your energy becomes magnetic, attracting opportunities, respect, and love that align with the woman you are becoming. And that, more than any, is the ultimate freedom